Hi everyone, this is Sunette, and in this video we're continuing with desire for self-acceptance. So, interesting question, right? Why, from the get-go in our lives, does complete self-acceptance not exist? I mean, if you have a look at yourself, or even those closest to you in your life right now, would you say that there is genuinely, truly one person, or even as many as you can count on your one hand, that absolutely, completely, fully accepts themselves for who they are and how they are? No judgments existing, no comparisons existing, no emotional experiences in relation to themselves and others, no jealousies, no competitions. I mean, I'm sure in this very moment, your mind is like kind of hurting a little bit trying to think of that someone. And that's something interesting to have a look at, because most would, for example, go, but that's how life is, it's how we are. We judge, we compare, we compete, going to jealousy, it's human nature. But, I mean, is it really so far-fetched to consider that point of fulfillment and completeness within yourself, where you do truly, genuinely, wholly accept yourself for who you are and how you are? Now, if we can conceive it, if such a possibility for such a point can even exist within yourself, then it can most certainly be created in the without of yourself. And this is also something that we're going to be showing you within this series in relation to how much of what you think and how you think is actually at the core of creating your experience of yourself and your life. You've only been judging and comparing and competing and going into jealousy, essentially creating that desire to want to accept yourself because of all the things that's going on in this head of yours. Now, all that's needed is a mere change, right? For example, like the moment judgments come up, how to transform judgments into potential puzzle pieces for yourself in getting to know yourself and accept yourself and complete yourself. How comparisons can be transformed into, rather than breaking yourself or another person down, how to support yourself and another person. Competition. How you can also even use competition constructively, but doing it with yourself and with another person in terms of saying, okay, hey, we're kind of competing for this position or that role. Let's see who gets it first, but you do it in a supportive way. Like, all right, what skills do you have? What skills do I have? How can we enhance those skills within ourselves and each other and like really equally run this race? Jealousy, no need for jealousy. Rather transforming jealousy into, if we predominantly have a look at what jealousy does, is it kind of creates that attactive relationship within yourself toward another person. And rather going into jealousy, inviting another person into your life, into your space, enrich yourself and your life in getting to know other people, right? There's so much potential for creation within ourselves and our lives if we just learn to ever so slightly look at things differently, right? So in the previous video, we had a look at listing all the judgments that you could identify in relation to yourself, either your personality, your behavior, your physical body, and looking out for any moment that judgments come up to list those. Now I'd like you to go on to the next step. You'll find that there's some of those judgments that you frequent. All right, now these are the ones I'd like you to start off with. All right, so now that you have gotten all the list of the judgments that come up inside your thoughts and your emotions in relation to yourself, also see which of those judgments you know the best, you got a closest relationship with inside yourself. It comes up. And here, I mean, later on, as you start getting to know how judgments operate, inside yourself, you'll find that there's these random moments as well, in during your day where these new judgments come up inside yourself. We're almost so automatically conditioned and programmed to just judge and judge and judge. Why would judgment again come up instead of seeing yourself, of recognizing a part of yourself, of embracing, who you are and how you are and what you are right now? It's again fascinating because you've already got a foundation of judgment existent within you and as you, and so therefore you'll start looking at yourself and your outside world through the eyes of judgment instead of through the eyes of you, of seeing yourself, of recognizing yourself. Right, so here, let's maybe start with firstly like 3 prominent judgments. Let's say you find that you judge the shape of your physical body, all right, and even very specific parts of your physical body. So whenever you're exposed to anything in the outside world in relation to pictures and images and scenes and magazines and stuff about physical bodies, to look out for the moment what comes up inside yourself is the comparison, and then you judge your body. Now, instead of accepting and allowing that moment of judgment, and remember this you've got to do in real time, in the moment that it happens, in the moment that judgment comes up, where is the best moment of change? The moment you see an old part of you starting to come up inside, and then immediately change it into the new me, right? Now, the new me, not going to judge anymore. The new me is going to recognize and see parts of me that I want to start honoring, really bring to light and bring to life within myself. So therefore, let's say that you find yourself comparing a body part, like for example hands, right? Where you've seen a picture of another man or another woman's hands, and it's like, wow, look at those hands, look at those fingers, look at those nails, right? Then it's to, in that moment, really be in touch with yourself, in the sense of then massaging just for a moment your own hands, your own fingers, your own nails. Really look at them just as they are your own. This is my hands. These are my nails. Oh, yes, okay, maybe I haven't tended to them in a while. Maybe they do need a bit of a cut and a trim, but, I can get to that. And maybe a little bit of moisturizer because I see my cuticles are a bit dry. But that's practical things, where this is your hands, your fingers. Yes, you're going to be taking care of them as you would want to be taken care of. And it's like going into that moment of gratefulness within yourself, purely being with yourself in your own hands. I mean, how many of you have done something as simple as that? Really just looked at your own hands. No other people's hands or pictures of their hands or, projections and things coming up in your head. You purely having a moment with you, your hands, your fingers. This is me, this is mine. And tending to your hands, and this is a very important point, as you would want to be taken care of. I mean, that's a very fascinating relationship with our physical bodies. And that is that, I'm sure if many have a look at their relationship with their physical bodies, if the physical body had an awareness unto itself, it would have taken care of itself in an amazing way, right? But we have our minds and our thoughts preoccupied with so many other things that you'll find that you're actually comparing your body more with other things and other people than you're actually taking care of it as you would want to be taken care of, Right. So many will be able to relate to the judgments in relation to, let's focus first on the physical body judgments, even little ones. You know, many might, for example, say, I don't judge my body. Look out for those little moments. You'll find they even do creep in and move through very fast. I mean, this point of judgment is at the core of why so many people do not accept themselves for who they are, for how their body is. Right, so here in real time, what do I mean with real time? When you see that judgment comes up, say, no, I do not accept and allow this judgment. I'm going to start establishing a relationship with me, recognize me, see me. And your body is you, it's a part of you, all right? So then in that moment, reconnect with yourself, your body. Don't let the judgments and comparisons stand in the way of something like that. Right, then in the next video, we will continue with having a look at what I started off with, is where do these judgments and comparisons come from? That's creating this competition and jealousy and this absolute inequality and separation within ourselves and between each other. And how are we finally going to get to that point of complete, full self-acceptance, you know, where, if anything, that is what should have been natural for us in our living, in our experience of ourselves. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.